Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 510th Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. Today is a Wednesday bonus battle, and it's an unusual battle because it's a Barbarian Invasion battle. This is a great game that we play every Sunday from 8 PM onwards, and I think this is a great battle for you to watch. Okay, our first teammate is Brotherhood member Pompey, and he has bought the Roman Western Empire faction. Quick look at the units in his faction there. You can see he's got the Auxiliary Palatini spearmen. These got good anti-cavalry bonus. You can see their long spears there, and they're quite effective against cavalry. And then he's got his eagle units there. He's got his Busalari missile troops. Now these are crossbow men here, and of course they fire effective against armor crossbow bolts and can be very effective. And then of course he's got his eagle units. I think he's got 7 eagle units there. Okay, these are the big 122-man units, and if you can imagine, they throw 3 pilers each, so there's a lot of firepower there with those eagle units. Quick look at his cavalry, and he's got the Sarmatian Auxiliary cavalry there. So he's just got gold shield, gold attack on. These are very fast-moving cavalry, heavy cavalry there. So I think that's a pretty good army there, and that's the first time Pompey has bought Rome faction on Barbarian Invasion. So it'll be interesting to see how well he does with Rome. As I say, it's the first time that he's bought it on Barbarian Invasion. Okay, our next teammate is Legion 22, who has bought the Franks faction. Okay, now the Franks faction is really good. They've got good, tough infantry and extremely good cavalry. Now, if you look at these guys here, these guys are the Axe Herban. Now these guys are effective against armor and can form shield walls as well, so that's pretty good. And then you got his elite infantry here, which are the Francisca Herban. Now these guys throw axes as well, and they can be quite devastating even against heavily armored Roman troops. These axes can be, as I say, very, very effective. So there's the 2 different units there. As I say, the one are effective against armor and can form a shield wall, and the other guys are axe throwing troops there. So that's pretty good. I see he's got his hunters, archers there. The archers there haven't got very long range, and they're not armored, so they're not fantastic archers, but you need to bring archers in Barbarian Invasion, really. And then we're going to move on to his elite cavalry. Now these are the paladins. They've got a massive 10 charge bonus and are some of the best cavalry in the game. Okay, so the Franks Paladins, some of the best cavalry in the game. As I say, they got a massive 10 charge bonus, and it'll be interesting to see how well they do during the course of the battle. So that's a pretty good Franks army there. Our last teammate is myself, Spartan Commander, who has bought the British Romano British faction there, and you can see I've also got the Busalari crossbowmen here. As I say, they fire crossbow bolts that are effective against armor and are very good bowmen. And then I've got my British Legionnaires. Now these guys can throw pilers. If you notice here, you can see they're holding their shields up at the moment, but if you look just underneath their shields, you can see the pilers that they're carrying there. So as I say, these are good missile troops. You can throw, as I say, the same as Roman troops. They're 3 pilers each. So that's quite handy to have them. And then I've got my elite cavalry, the Grail Knights. Okay, now these guys here, most cavalry factions in Barbarian Invasion have got 54 cavalry. These guys have only got 32. Could you notice they wear face masks as well? Okay, I don't know whether that's to add to a fear factor at all, but these Grail Knights have got good specifications. They're some of the best cavalry in the game. But as you can see, there's only 32 of them instead of the usual 54. Okay, so there's our team there. We play for 30k. We find that's the best money to get balanced army on Barbarian Invasion. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I just thought I'd show you my Romano British formation there. You can see how I've grouped my my infantry together there. And you've got the Busalari crossbowmen and my Grail Knights at the rear. Okay, but I find this formation works quite well. This infantry formation works quite well with my Romano British faction there. So it'll be interesting to see how well, as I say, the formation does during the course of the battle. It's got the potential to be a cracking battle. And here is the other team. We have Brotherhood member BARCLAYMAN, who has bought the Saxon faction here. Now Saxons have got really great infantry, but not so good cavalry. Okay, and these Saxon hearth troops here, you can see they can form a shield wall, as you can see there, and they're very solid troops as well. They've got good specifications, put a few good upgrades on them, and they are really good troops there. Unfortunately, the rest of his army are hiding in the woods, so we won't be able to see them. But make no mistake, their Saxon infantry are really good. These Hearth troops, and they're effective against armour. Axemen are very effective on the battlefield. Okay, their next teammate is Brotherhood member Man 2, who has bought the Burgundi faction. Okay, these are a barbarian faction here, with their berserkers, effective against armour, axemen. They've got other good infantry units as well, but of course, unfortunately, you can't see them because they're hiding within the woods there. But to make no mistake there, that barbarian faction's very tough faction there. And their last teammate is Brotherhood member Sid, who's also bought the Burgundi faction. Now this is Sid's first time of ever playing Barbarian Invasion here, so it'll be interesting to see how well he does. Can you see that he's got his spearmen there in the skiltrum formation, anti-cavalry formation there? Can you see where they form like a circle of spears against cavalry attack? Also, Sid has got his effective against armour chosen axemen. Now these used properly can cut large swathes through heavily armoured troops, and there's a lot of effective against armour axemen in this game, and they are very effective. So there's Sid's army, say first time on Rome total on Barbarian Invasion. It should be interesting to see. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I'd just like to do a shout out for Brotherhood member Spearman. For this particular battle, we only had 7 of us, and he volunteered to spectate the battle. He loves playing Barbarian Invasion, so to actually volunteer to spectate was quite a really good thing for him to do. And thanks very much for letting us play this battle, Spearman. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle here, you can see the enemy team forming up together here. Okay, now in Barbarian Invasion, archers are quite important because most troops are very susceptible to archer damage. So bringing archers is quite important for this particular game. Okay, as you will see during the course of the battle. You can see Sid here has got his cavalry over on our left flank, and he may well look to either maybe take his cavalry out to our left flank, or maybe even take his cavalry in behind us there. As I say, this is the first time Sid has ever played Barbarian Invasion, so it'll be interesting to see how well he does. Straight away here you can see Pompey here being his usual aggressive self, wanting to take his effective against armour crossbowmen forward, but he's been caught here, if he's not careful, by BARCLAYMAN's fast-moving armoured cavalry general there. So as I say, Pompey always very aggressive there, wanting to take his archers forward, and luckily there the cavalry unit didn't actually make contact with his archers. But as I say, in Barbarian Invasion, when you come and play Barbarian Invasion, archers are important because as I say, most troops are susceptible to archer damage. So of course, and especially if you've got effective against armour crossbowmen, then of course they will cause a lot of damage against any troops. Let's say you can see our Frankish ally here, Legion, has got his hunter archers out the front there. Now as I say, hunter archers have got no armour, they're quite short range, and they can be killed quite quickly, but I see he's got 4 of those, so I should imagine they'll last quite a long time. As I say, you can see Sid here moving some of his cavalry units around the flank. He may well be eyeing up some of our archer units there that he may want to crash in on with his cavalry. But as I say, you can see Man 2's barbarian archers out there. These Lombard archers, they're not armoured, but they've got good long range. When you pick this faction, you can either have short range armoured archers or long range non-armoured archers. It's up to you which you want to bring. I usually bring a combination of both. Now here you can see these Saxon levy spearmen throwing missiles into the archers there. Okay, so these levy spearmen here, as I say, they can form a shield wall, I believe, and also they can throw spears as well, or missiles into enemy troops as well. So, as I say, the Saxon infantry is really good, but it's just unfortunate for them that their cavalry is not so good. As you can see here, Pompey still using his effective against armour crossbowmen there against the enemy troops there. But as I say, watch out for the Saxon infantry. When they attack, they can be quite devastating. But as I say, with no cavalry, they can't kind of ram home the attack, if you see what I mean. But as you can see here, Sid moving a couple of his cavalry units around. As I say, he looks like he might be targeting those 2 crossbow units of mine. There you go, looks like he's moving towards them there. But if you notice here, my ally Legion's brought his Frankish cavalry over here to support my troops against enemy cavalry action there. It looks like Sid's going to hit my archers and decides to pull back. I think he probably saw Legion's cavalry there ready to hit him and decided to pull his own cavalry back. As I say, it's got the potential to be a really great Barbarian Invasion battle, and I hope you enjoy it. Here you can see Man 2 with one of his cavalry units attacking our archer units there. As I say, it is important to bring archers in Barbarian Invasion, but not to maybe put them out too far in front of your army, because of course you could see there that the enemy can always do lightning cavalry strikes onto your archers there. Okay, but you can see most of Man 2's archers we've managed to take out there, but our archers have suffered a lot of casualties as well. And as I say, once the archers have kind of fired all their arrows or they're dead, we start getting into the main tactical battle there of where infantry and cavalry are brought into the fray. But as I say, bringing lots of archers can be very helpful on this game because most troops are susceptible to archer damage. Okay, at this stage of the battle, we're just going to pause the game here. You can see I'm moving my Romano British army over towards my Franks ally, and I'm taking my Grail Knights cavalry over there as well. Okay, as you can see, Legion's only got, I think, 8 infantry units there. And you can see Man 2 bringing his units across, his barbarian troops across there. And you can see all the Saxon troops moving across. You can see the levy spearmen moving forward. Now, those levy spearmen, I would think, are going to take most of the pilers. That's what I think BARCLAYMAN's hoping there. And then if they take most of the pilers, he can then charge his other infantry in without taking any casualties from missile troops. Okay, you can see Sid here has moved his cavalry round from the other flank. Do you remember we saw Sid was on the other flank, and he's come right round behind us here, and he's now on the other flank now, on our right flank, ready to smash into, it looks like Pompey's infantry there. Okay, so as I say, Pompey's got his big eagle units here, and remember those are 122 man units, and each one of the men in those units can throw 3 pilers. So as you can see, that's devastating firepower there that the Roman troops can bring when they want to. Okay, and as I say, I think BARCLAYMAN's hoping that those forward units of his, those cheap levy spearmen, are going to take the bulk of those pilers there, and there you go, they suffer so many casualties and their morale is so low, those levy spearmen, that they routed there almost on impact from those pilers. But of course Pompey has thrown a lot of his pilers now, and now BARCLAYMAN can bring in his more elite troops to attack the forward units of Pompey's infantry. Okay, you can see BARCLAYMAN's got a lot of infantry there, and those effective against armor axemen are just that, very effective. Right, you can see Sid here has charged some of his barbarian cavalry into Pompey's infantry over here on our right flank. Okay, as I say, we know Sid's very aggressive, very attacking in Rome Total War, and as you can see, he's carrying on with that aggression and attack here on Barbarian Invasion, charging his cavalry in there to Pompey's right flank. Now, if BARCLAYMAN hits him, Pompey here, with his elite infantry, we can have problems on that right flank. You can see Man 2 bringing his Golden Band infantry to attack. You've got Sid's infantry out there as well, going to attack, it looks like, Legion's infantry there. Okay, so at the moment here, it looks like the enemy are very aggressive here. They're going to grab the initiative and they're going to attack us. Okay, you can see, as I say, Sid's cavalry here charging into the right flank of Pompey. You've got those Saxon hearth troops attacking Pompey's units, another cavalry unit, and bang, as that smashes in there as well. So as I say here, you can see there's a lot of engagement going on at the moment. Okay, so over here, in our centre, you can see that the berserkers have been activated, and those Lombards berserkers going in with those long two-handled swords are very devastating, of course bringing a big fear factor, destabilising enemy troops, making them more susceptible to rout. And you can see one of the Frankish troops there has been smashed up into the air by the berserkers. Okay, so as I say, the berserkers have now been activated and they're charging in on poor old Legion's infantry. Okay, and you can see a lot of other enemy troops there ready to be brought into the fray as well. Alright, and we got our cavalry there. You can see the Franks cavalry there ready to counter-attack. And here on our right flank here, you can see Pompey, our Roman ally, fighting those Saxon hearth troops. Okay, and all those Saxon troops are ready to bring into the fray. So it looks to me like our right flank here could be the make or break of the battle. If we lose that right flank, I think they will roll us up from right to left. Right, can you see here Legion charging his paladin cavalry in here, this elite paladin cavalry, and bang, as they smash into those berserkers there. Look at the impact on that car. Remember, they've got a massive 10 charge bonus there as they've just charged into. They look like they've taken out one of those berserker units on impact there. But you can see that barbarian cavalry charging in there, and bang, as they smash in there as well, counter-attacking his Frankish paladins there. That's a heck of a lot of cavalry and infantry there, smashing into poor old Legion's Frankish infantry and cavalry. Okay, but as I say, over on our right flank here, you can see those Saxon troops there attacking poor old Pompey's infantry. We've got Sid's cavalry still harassing and haranguing. Now, if you notice here, can you see I've brought my Grail Knights over here to help Pompey on our right flank. Okay, so I'm going to charge my Grail Knights in there to help take out those barbarian cavalry there, and hope take a little bit of pressure off of our Roman ally here over on the right flank. Okay, so as you can see here, taking my Grail Knights over there to chase off some of those barbarian heavy cavalry there, and hopefully help a little bit there for poor old Pompey that's up against a heck of a lot of enemy infantry there. Right, you can see Legion here charging his Frankish paladin troops back in. His cavalry, can you see those paladin cavalry charging back in there, counter-attacking the enemy troops. And bang, as they smash into those enemy troops there. Okay, so don't forget those paladins, elite cavalry. They got a massive 10 charge bonus there. But you can see I'm moving my Romano British troops over here. Now remember, those infantry of mine all throw pilers, so I'm just going to sit them behind my Frankish ally, and I'm looking to throw loads of missiles into the enemy troops there. Okay, but as I say, you can see I've got my Grail Knights locked and loaded to charge in as well. But poor old Legion, looking at them, bang, as that enemy cavalry smashes into his forward units. Okay, so I've moved my legionnaires forward here now, and they will be starting to throw loads of missiles into the enemy troops. I don't want to integrate my infantry with Legion's infantry, because if Legion's infantry mass routes, then that will probably make my infantry mass route as well. So I'm just going to sit them behind and throw loads of pilers into those enemy troops. Now if you look here, you can see loads of enemy infantry closing in on both Legion and myself here. Okay, so our centre, left and left centre here, looks like we could be taken out. As I say, we've got our cavalry locked and loaded, ready to charge in if needed. And as you can see on our right flank, our Roman ally Pompey is up against those elite Saxon infantry here. Okay, so as I say, the enemy very aggressive, very attacking. They've grabbed the initiative by the scruff of the neck, and we can only react to their attacking tactics here. Okay, but as I say, our right flank here could be the make or break of the battle. You can see Pompey's units are starting to rout here with the sheer pressure of all those Saxon elite infantry attacking him there. Okay, there's the fresh infantry, Saxon infantry, to be brought into the fray yet as well. And over here, as I say, on our left flank and left centre here, look at the amount of enemy troops pushing in on our Frankish ally there. As I say, my legionnaires will be throwing loads of missiles into those attacking enemy troops there. And as you can see there, like, it's almost raining pilers onto those enemy troops. Okay, so make no mistake there, my troops will be doing a lot of damage. Those pilers will be doing a lot of damage there to the enemy troops there. But as I say, just look at the sheer number of enemy troops. Most of my Frankish allies' units have been taken out here, including his general up. His general has been routed as well. And remember, in Barbarian Invasion, morale is extremely important. So with the generals routed there, that's going to make his units even less, even more likely to rout with even less morale there. Okay, he's only got 3 of his infantry units left against all that enemy infantry. Okay, I think I've thrown most of my pilers now into the enemy troops, so there's not a lot more I can do now except receive the attack from the enemy. And as I say, look at Legion here with his paladins, helping our ally out on the right, smashing into the rear of those engaged Saxon troops. Nice bit of teamwork there. But as you can see here, if you just look at the numbers here, remember those Saxon infantry are really elite troops, especially those effective against armour axemen. And poor old Pompey here is really kind of under a lot of pressure here, under the hammer there on that right flank. So as I say, Legion there helping with his cavalry. I'm probably going to charge my cavalry in as well to help out. As I say, still throwing some pilers into enemy troops. I've got enemy troops coming in on my flank. Right, can you see I'm charging my Grail Knights in there, and bang, as they smash in there, trying to rout as many of those Saxon infantry as I can. Can you see the Barbarian Burgundi cavalry counter-attacking there, and bang, as they smash into us there. That's a massive tussle there going on. between my Grail Knights, our Roman ally, and those enemy troops. You can see some more Saxon infantry coming in on the flank of my Grail Knights. I need to get my cavalry out of there now, I think. I don't want any hassle with those effective against armor axemen. They're really strong against cavalry. Okay, so let's just pause the game for a second. So, as I say, we've got Saxon effective against armor axemen coming in on us, as well as those Saxon hearth troops. We've just been counter-attacked by enemy cavalry, and you've got all those Saxon troops there. Luckily, Pompey's general's still alive, but a lot of his units, as you can see, are starting to rout under the pressure of these elite Saxon infantry. Okay, so as I say, our right flank here, it looks like it's up in the air at the moment. There's hearth troops and the cavalry unit in behind Pompey's units there as well. So as I say, our right flank is up in the air, and as you can see here, our left centre here and left flank are under a lot of pressure. As you can see here, another one of Legion's units been routed. He's only got 2 infantry units left. Can you see my battle formation now is being attacked from a lot of different directions? I've got spearmen coming in. I've turned units to face a threat. I've got effective against armor axemen coming in on me as well. And as I say, I've turned units to face a threat of the different angles coming in on me here. But all my pilots have been thrown, and will my formation and infantry hold here against this massive enemy attack? As you can see, we've got golden band infantry coming in. And as you can see here, remember, I'm the blue Romano there, and we've got our blue Franks unit in front of us as well, but we're being surrounded by enemy troops. And poor old Pompey here on our right flank, he's been under pressure the longest in the game. If you notice here, I'm pulling my Grail Knights back out of there now. I don't really want much truck with that enemy infantry. And as you can see here, Pompey under a lot of pressure, but my infantry are under a lot of pressure as well. You can see enemy troops. Right, can you see that barbarian cavalry charging, looking to finish off the Frankish infantry? And bang, as I smash in there. And most of Legion's infantry now, I think, has basically all been taken out. He might have some rallied units left. But and over here on our right flank, you can see I've charged my Grail Knights in again. And you can see Legion's charged his paladins in again against those Saxon troops there. So you can see my Grail Knights charging in into those enemy Saxon troops there. Let's say Pompey's still got his general left, and you can see Legion charging his Frankish cavalry in there as well, those paladins. So we're trying to help Pompey out as much as we can on our right flank against those elite Saxon troops. But as you can see here, my infantry are being surrounded on all sides here, basically being attacked. And now that those Frankish units have been taken out, all that enemy infantry can charge into the front of my battle formation now, and my Romano British troops look like they could be engulfed by enemy troops. You can see Legion's got a couple of his units have rallied here, and he's brought them back into the rear of the enemy troops there, but you can see I'm in trouble there. But as I say, both Legion and myself with our cavalry here are helping Pompey on our right flank against those elite Saxon troops. See my Grail Knights going in there, bang, routing a couple of those Saxon units there on impact. As I say, don't forget, team battles are all that is team battles. They're helping each other out, trying to save your allies as much as you can. Right, can you see now all those enemy troops now are pouring in on my Romano British troops there? Okay, all those barbarian troops are pushing in on my Romano infantry. Okay, just pause the game for a second. So as I say, with those Frankish units being taken out at the front, all those enemy infantry now can pour in from the front and the sides as well, and the rear of my units are being attacked. You got Mantu's cavalry ready to charge in. That could be the final cavalry charge of the game, and that cavalry charge could rout my infantry. As I say, meanwhile over on our right flank, I've got my Grail Knights there helping Pompey out against those elite Saxon infantry. We've got Legion 22's Frankish paladins over there helping us out as well. Okay, so as I say, these Grail Knights are really good cavalry. I don't really like putting them up against infantry too much, because like Rome Total War, cavalry usually loses against good infantry even in this game. But as I say, you can see Mantu's cavalry, their battle damage, but the charge bonus that they could hit my infantry with could finish off my infantry. Here comes that cavalry, and bang, as I smash in to my Romano British cavalry. Look at the penetration of those barbarian cavalry. They're pushing in to my Romano British troops there. Okay, but my infantry still holding. I've had one unit rout, but look at all those enemy troops pouring in on me now. A lot of pressure here. There as well, you can see that cavalry made big inroads into my battle formation. I'm still using my Grail Knights here. You can see some Saxon troops are coming back into the fray. Right, can you see I'm charging my Grail Knights in? bang, as they smash into the rear of those engaged enemy troops there. Routed a heck of a lot of those enemy barbarian troops there with my cavalry. So that, if I say so myself, that was a nice hit there. You can see some more Saxon troops coming in to attack my cavalry and infantry there. But that was a nice cavalry hit there by my Greyhound Knights there. Took out a heck of a lot of enemy infantry there. So relieved the pressure off my infantry. You can see some barbarian troops here charging into the rear of Legion's general unit there. It's Frank's unit. Let's just pause the game for a second. Okay, so you can see Man 2 charging his cavalry trying to take out Legion's general unit there if he can. So that's a nice hit by him, but I've got enemy infantry coming in from there. I've got those Saxon elite effective against armour axemen coming in on me as well. But meanwhile, over on our right flank here, we've done a lot of damage to the enemy Saxon troops there. Both, as I say, Legion and myself, cavalry over there helping Pompey there to take out those elite Saxon infantry. And as you can see here, there's only a couple of Saxon units left here fighting Pompey's infantry on our right flank. So with our help here, I think Pompey, myself and Legion here have done well on that right flank against those elite troops. But as I say, you can see here barbarian troops pushing in on me from all directions there, including those Saxon effective against armour axemen. I haven't got many cavalry left, but if I can smash into the rear of those axemen, I think they were rallied troops anyway, so their morale is going to be low. And as you can see here, they're making inroads into my infantry. Can you see my Greyhound Knights charging in there? And bang, as they smash in there, took out those Saxon effective against armour axemen there. Okay, but you can see here that cavalry, the enemy cavalry have been routed as well, but there's still a lot of enemy spearmen there on the left of my formation. Okay, so if you notice here, my allies are now moving over from the right flank because we've taken most of it. Right now it's time, if you notice, I've been in defence most of this battle, but it's now time to come out of defence and attack, especially with my allies coming across there as well. We managed to beat the enemy on the right. Now I'm going to attack. As I say, you notice I've been in defence all for this battle. Now I'm going into attack mode, and I'm throwing in my legionnaires against those enemy barbarian troops there. And you can see a lot of those barbarian troops are starting to rout. Nice rear attack here by Legion with what's left of his paladin cavalry, and bang, straight into the rear of those enemy troops. I'm pushing forward with my legionnaires. You can see Pompey's brought some of his Roman infantry over here as well that survived from that right flank. And there you go. We're gradually taking out most of the enemy infantry there. As I say, nice to see Pompey come over from the right flank. As I say, Legion and myself helped him a lot with our cavalry on our right flank there, and it looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle there. So you can see, look at Legion there. He's got I think he's got maybe 3 or 4 units left from his entire army. Remember, those Eagle units are 122-man units. So for him to only have 4 or maybe 5 units left, that goes to show how attritional the battle was. Legion's got 1 unit left there, or maybe 2. Legion's got 2 units left. So that just goes to show how much of a battle of attrition this was here. You can see there just how many troops we got left. As I say, I was in defence for most of the time there, but in the end of the battle I did tend to attack. Here's the intensity of the battle here over on that right flank. I think, as I say, with Legion and myself helping him over here, we managed to hold that right flank and become victorious. But as I say, team battles are all about that, helping each other out, working as a team. That's the only way you win these team battles. As I say, looking after each other, that's the key to team battles here, and that's how we helped Pompey on our right flank there. So as I say, I think there's just that one Saxon general unit left there, which will probably admit defeat pretty soon. As you can see, my Greyhound Knights, they're elite cavalry, but remember there's only 32 of them in a unit when most cavalry units are 54 on Barbarian Invasion. So as you can see there, my cavalry is very, very battle damaged there. And I would think that the enemy team will probably admit soon there. There you are. That's Saxon General BARCLAYMAN has just admitted defeat there. And I would think that that'll probably be the end of the battle there. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so as I say, when you get someone spectating Barbarian Invasion, you always just get victory. It doesn't tell you what type of victory you get or what type of defeat you get. It's just victory when you get someone spectate in a battle there. Okay, so I'd just like to say really well played to Brotherhood member BARCLAYMAN there with his Saxon infantry, elite infantry there, 1,288 nice kills. Well done to Brotherhood member Man 2 with his barbarian troops, 1,319. Well done. Well done to Sid, first time on Barbarian Invasion. I thought he did well there. So really well done, guys. Really nice, aggressive attacking there by you guys. I'd like to say really well. Oh, I'd just like to say my Romano British army did quite well. Well done to Legion with his Franks there, 1,201, helping all over the battlefield with his cavalry. Well done to him, and well done to Pompey. As I say, first time of bringing Rome on Barbarian Invasion. Probably didn't get the kills that he wanted to, but he was really being put under the cosh there on that right flank from those elite Saxon infantry and enemy cavalry attacks there. So really well done to you two there. I thought you played really well. Quick look at the statistics of my Romano British troops there. I don't think the Legionnaires did brilliantly there, not fantastically good. The Grail Knights didn't do too badly there, not too bad, but the Bucellarii effective against armour crossbowmen didn't do too badly there. I thought they did quite good. So as I say, quite pleased with the way that Britannia army performed there. And I like the diversity in this battle as well. Look at all the different factions that played in this battle. It's really great. So if you as you know, we play Rome Total War every Friday and Saturday night. We love that, but we've turned Sunday night into Barbarian Invasion night from 8 PM UK time onwards if you fancy a game. Spartan Commander saying bye for now.